Welcome to the video lecture on financial management. In this video, we are going to see about capital budgeting for MNC. The topics covered in this video are capital budgeting for multinationals, that is MNC, problems encountered by MNC, midway concept, model, pointers for capital structuring decisions, and circumventing profit repatriation restrictions. Capital budgeting for multinationals, that is MNC. Multinational companies evaluate direct foreign investments proposal using capital budgeting process. But this capital budgeting is different stand from domestic capital budgeting. According to Henry Ford, nobody can really guarantee the future. The best we can do is to size up the chances, calculate the risk involved, estimate our ability to deal with them, and make our plans with confidence. Problems encountered by MNC, that is multinational company. Multinationals usually find their analysis complicated by a variety of problems that are rarely encountered by a domestic company. Several such problems include some of the following. Differences in project and parent company cash flow. Foreign country tax regulations in respect of direct investments. Expropriation or repatriation. Blocked funds and currencies. Fluctuations in exchange rate changes and inflation in the countries. And then project specific financing instrument designs. Differences in basic business risk of foreign and domestic projects. Government policies. Differing expectations of domestic and foreign investors. Part of the parent input could be through capital equipment supply. Different rate of tax apply in the country of the project and in the investing company's country. There could be royalties and management fees and franchise, etc. Free remittance of profits arising from an investment is restricted in terms of payment to the parent company. Midway concept. When investment decision is based on net income as well as operating income on an average basis, the media concept is known as midway concept. It is midway between NI and the NOI concepts, and that's why it is called midway concept. The main assumptions and suppositions of this concept are: cost of debt remains almost constant to a certain degree of leverage, but rises after at an increasing rate. Cost of equity remains more or less constant or rises gradually up to a certain degree of leverage and rises sharply after. Then cost of capital due to the behavior of the cost of debt and the cost of equity, which decreases up to a certain point or remains more or less constant for moderate increase in leverage thereafter, rises beyond that level at an increasing rate, or depending on the countries and the realistic situations obtaining, and after assessing the trends of the capital market, investment decisions befitting the trends are to be taken. Modigliani and Miller model, that is model. Modigliani and Miller in 1958 proposed that the total market value of the firm and its cost of capital are independent of their capital structure. Valuation model assumes that after tax operating flows are capitalized at the appropriate capitalization rate for a firm with no depth in the risk class specified, plus a further increment to value resulting from the present value of lower tax payments consequent upon the use of debt, and hence the deduction of interest, the immutation system and the classical system. The assumptions of the concepts are: capital markets are perfect, all information is freely accessible and there are no transaction costs. All investors are rational and do not act on emotional basis. Companies could be grouped or classified into equivalent risk classes on the basis of their business risk. The analysis is devoid of tax consideration. That is, there are no taxes. This approach indicates that the capital structure is irrelevant because of the instantaneous arbitrage process, which will correct any imbalance. That is, expectations will change and a stage will be reached where further arbitrage is not possible. Let's see about some pointers to be considered for capital structuring decisions. Taking advantage of taxations that differ in different countries. Basing decisions on risk-taking perceptions and limiting by risk levels. Looking to financial investment and flexibility for borrowing. Retention of corporate control. Strategizing financial plans and aligning with corporate strategies. Issue timing strategies. Innovative capital market instruments to mobilize the market funds. Lending institutions' requirements as well as raters' conditionalities complying. Circumventing profit repatriation restrictions. There are various means available to the international company for moving funds and profits from one country to another country. Some of the means are: transfer pricing, fees and royalty agreements, leading and lagging, dividends, loans, equity versus debt considerations, currency invoicing, and re-invoicing centers. That's it for this video. Thank you.